Welcome to another video tutorial. This tutorial will show you how to configure Asterisk as a SIP solution, a VoIP solution, a free voice solution anyone can implement. I've already installed Asterisk and it's running on this VM. As usual, I have already configured the system to make sure it's working properly. I will just go over the steps with you. I took my configurations basically from this wiki asterisk.org site, subdomain of the asterisk.org. It's really straightforward, to be honest. One of the basic things I want to show you, I'd also put this address in the description. The first thing you gotta do, you gotta create SIP accounts, and you basically have to access this sip.conf file, which is located in the etc or etc asterisk folder, and you would configure these parameters basically and tailor it for your network. Let me open up and show you what I did. Right, so it would be in Nano. Alright, Nano is the text editor I chose to use, and you basically have to also the document at the end of the document, not at the top or whatever. Well, that's what I did. At the bottom of the document I edited it, and I created three SIP accounts I should say. One for my colleague named Nigel, one for Dwayne, and one for Mel. And it's basically identical, or basically based on this layout here. So the name, type equal friend, host equal dynamic. To be honest, I don't have a perfect understanding of what the type and the host referencing there means, but secret refers to the password. Context equal users, deny meaning with routing, this is basically saying only permit IP addresses on the two network actually and block everything else basically. So that is how Nigel, Dwayne, and Mel's SIP accounts were created. Very basic and very straightforward, nothing complicated about it. Now after you configure this, you're supposed to go to the asterisk command line. This is the command you'd use, asterisk space -r. You press enter, and after you do that, you need to reload the configs you just entered. So SIP reload, if memory serves me right, it would reload like that. And the next thing you actually have to do is to, well, you can do two things. You could either choose to install the SIP clients and connect to the SIP server, or you can go ahead and create the dial plans. I should probably talk about the SIP clients. So I went on Wikipedia and I did a search on free and open source licenses. Linux comes, Ikija comes by default with CentOS, based on what features you click when you're installing it. So I use that on the Linux machine I'll be using, and I use microsip for Windows 7 and the Windows XP VM that I have. You can choose from anyone. I just chose those two. So let me show you the config basically. Is it here still? Yes. So the configs accounts. Right, basically the SIP server is the IP address, or if you have DNS, you can put in the name of the device. I think the host machine has that VM as a DNS server. So I put the IP address of the server, the username, just like what we have here. Just let me go back into it. In the SIP, right? Just the way it appears in the SIP account. You need to put it on the user when using micro SIP, that is, and the domain is the same IP address. We're not doing DNS, so let's put the IP address, and the password is very simple. And I click publish presence, click save, and it came online. When you're configuring Ikiga or Ikija, whatever the proper pronunciation is, so where is Ikiga? I'll put it back here. Internet. Right. This configuration is a little different. Okay, why are you freezing up all of a sudden? You're working good all of a sudden, now you start to freeze up. Where's the account? Okay, and then moving on with this. All of a sudden I cannot see the account I just configured. It's about that time, I guess, huh? Do I have to add one again? Seriously? Okay, Windows 7 has Nigel, and I think XP has Mel configured. So I'll configure Dwayne on this one. Trying to have all the config. Config, I think it's Dwayne. Right, configure. So you see difference in the configuration basically. So when you do this step, what you're supposed to get in Asterisk, you're supposed to come back to the Asterisk CLI, run the SIP show pairs command, and you will see that the users are all registered. Seeing that the Asterisk server can see the IP address of the clients indicates that there's communication between the client and the server, therefore the clients are registered. And you also see that they are online here as well. Right. After you do that, you can proceed to edit the extension config file located in the same etc asterisk folder, and now you're going to create the extensions, the actual numbers you're going to dial, which will reference the user. Right, so the extension basically is 10 with a priority of 1, and the action to be followed is to dial a SIP user for 20 seconds. Basically something like that is what the commands mean. Extension, the extension number, the priority, the action to perform, and well, a SIP user for a certain number of seconds. Right, so when you enter this configuration at the end of the file again with the users heading, although they say you don't need to add a users heading, but to make life simple, I put it what they had. Right, you would save it. After you save it, you need to go to the Asterisk CLI again. When you come to the Asterisk CLI, this time you need to do a dial plan reload. Right, that's important for the system to refresh itself. And that's basically it. Once you do that, you can now make calls. Let me show you. So I'm going to make a call from the host machine. I'm going to call Mel. Mel is on which machine? Mel is on the XP VM, and from Mel I'm going to call Dwayne, which is on the CentOS VM. So let me call Dwayne. His extension is supposed to be 11. Right, I'm going to go to the CentOS VM now. Incoming call from Mel. Right, and you can accept or reject. Right? And that's basically it for configuring VoIP with a free solution, Asterisk. Basically, very straightforward, easy to follow, and I'll also include this link in the description. So, thanks for watching, and take care.